Hey chefs, Chef Jamie here. Welcome to another live. And today we're talking about the three models that are going to change the game in 2026 because the personal chef game started in 1990 and it hasn't really changed since. But the world has changed. Companies have come in and disrupted the food space, and personal chefs are kind of on the back end of that. I think 2026 is the year that it's all going to change because 35 years is pretty much past and things are being done in exactly the same way. Apart from now, we have email. Back then, it was get a client, do the consult, come up with a menu, do the cook, and on that cook day, discuss the menu for the next week. But now people want more freedom, more flexibility, less friction, less contact with people because people are so used to using a device to get things done. Most people we're dealing with are busy professionals. That's why we're working with them. Now, especially, people want that convenience click, 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 and we're done. So there's three ways or three models that are going to change the way things are done in the next couple of years. I know it's already started because I've been doing variations of these for quite some time. I was looking at the American market and I didn't understand what you would call entrees and all of those things. In France, an entree means a starter. So it caused some confusion. So I started to provide my service in one item way, whereas most personal chefs would say, for example, salmon, mashed potato, broccoli. I would put that into a container and do four portions. I was cooking four pieces of salmon, doing enough broccoli for four people and mash for four people. Then they would have it to combine themselves rather than it being a pre-made composed meal. That is number one, which is the flexible model. People really want more freedom in what we're offering because of companies like Uber, HelloFresh, and these types of convenience, rapid delivery meals. Personal chefs are having to change the game as well because we have to compete with that, even though it isn't the same thing because of the personalization of meals. That's where we've got the advantage. But at the same time, people are happy to take out the coriander if they can get it from Nobu and have it delivered within 25 minutes. So there are barriers for us, but I had clients that were spending, let's say, $700 getting Uber because they didn't have the time and then it was creating health issues because they were just eating restaurant food. People do want that flexibility in the food. The flexible model is where it's starting, and that is actually breaking down okay, these are my proteins, these are my sides, and these are my soups or salads, whatever else that you want to add on to it, and you give them the options. This is especially important if you're still doing in-house cooks, because with an in-house cook, why be limited to a specific menu? Every day of the week that you're sitting down to write next week's menu, that's taking hours out of your day. For many people, that 3 hours on a Friday or Thursday afternoon is spent writing a menu when you could actually be cooking in someone's kitchen, earning money for that time. If you had a web page where items sat and people could just choose whatever they wanted, that's going to increase the time you're cooking for people, which ultimately is why you got into the game or why you're going to earn more money that week because you've actually allocated an extra cook. So if you have a web page where they get the freedom and you earn more money because of it, then it's a win-win, wouldn't you say? So that is model number one. Model number two is the local marketing aspect of it, where there is less customization in a dish, but it's more about the local chef and the local community. So things are coming from local suppliers, so things are being bought in the local markets, which means you know your suppliers. They are also speaking to the local community on your behalf. That way, you're becoming super tight on the area that you cover. You are just for your local community. You're not out there traveling a far distance for cooking for people. And there is a higher demand for people now wanting that farm to table experience. If you know that the produce is coming from Red Hill Farm up the hill, then you know that the quality is there. People are wanting much higher quality meals and they're willing to pay for it because of restaurants, again, coming back to that Uber thing, because restaurants now are really struggling because of higher food costs, higher wages, higher taxes, like pretty much everything across the board. They're struggling to get the price point. So to get the price point, they have to use lower quality produce. That is where you can really sell on being like, okay, we're the high quality meals. If you're going to Publix or just any old supermarket, you're probably not getting the quality of food that your clients might want. But obviously, it depends on the style of dish that you're cooking. Number three is the subscription, which is probably the best way you could move forward because of the price point of, let's say, $1,000 a month. It does make it hard for both the customer and the chef to get their head around. They're going to pay me $1,000 before I've even cooked for them, and the answer is yes, which makes it great. But it also makes it a harder sell if you're doing it like that. You could do it weekly. I did this model for clients that wanted super bespoke dishes, and I was charging every client between $6,000 to $8,000. But what happens is you knew that they were in next month. You're getting paid that amount of money on the first of the month. There might be an extra cook because let's say February is only 4 weeks, so you're going to do four cooks. Other months there might be five, but you're only doing that subscription for the month. So you have to work it out over the whole year. But you are set then because you will never have cancellations. If they do, you're still paid for it. You're able to forecast the demand. You know how things are working out next week, next month. You can set targets where you can see the potential growth in your business. You can optimize prep because when you do it as a subscription, a lot of people just have their parameters and then you don't even show them a menu. You can give them their meals around a dietary questionnaire and value stack. So maybe it's if you're actually doing like the lower end of a subscription model, it could be that most people want a Monday because they want to be set up for the week ahead. Whereas people don't really want a delivery on a Friday because that sets them up for the weekend when they've got plans to go out. You can give them priority slots where the longer they stick around, the closer to a Monday they get. If they leave, they'll go back to a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It takes them longer to get back up to that Monday they want. That will give them status and a better service for different people. You can have special menus, you can gamify it and create some different aspects of it rather than it just being, all right, this is the menu. The subscription model is a model that, if you do it right, it is the model that you can maximize on. There's no cap on what you can earn, and you get to work less and make more. Doing it as a subscription was how I got to $20,000 months, working 3 days a week, and pretty much 6 hours on each of my work days, because that is the best way to move forward for you as a business. See how you can grow your business. When you grow your business by 10%, maybe that means you can get an extra chef and you know everything is working correctly. You don't even have to break these down as three different models. I like the idea of doing a subscription, but only with these high quality meals. And then I could actually give them the flexibility. So it isn't set in stone of like, oh, you have to do one, two, or three. It's just giving you that idea that everyone has been copying everyone else since 1990. And it is time to change if you want to get people in, because there's just more and more demand coming in. This is what separates you from those companies, is that you can actually give people their specific dishes. But what you want to be looking at is how you can actually do it on a bigger scale. When you get more people in, you can do it at a more valuable price point. I would certainly recommend doing a $6,000 package for one family. That doesn't include food, just the service fees. You get the food separately. That is where you can really change the game, because that got me up to 40K some months when you offer a really bespoke service. So the subscription model can be just like, here is the model, in a better way than it would be a normal packet meal. But you can ramp it up to actually be like, okay, this is what it's going to include. It's a monthly fee. If you miss a spot, it doesn't matter to you as the chef. Obviously, they're not going to get the meals, but it's just a way that protects your time, and it's a great way to move forward. You can have some fun with the priority slots. Maybe some menus open up because they've been around longer, or even just specials for the week. It is actually great when you get specials, because if you put a special up and you're working in a commercial kitchen and you've got 10 families that day and 5 of them go for that one dish, that means you can cook it all in one go. You can get the cook done quicker, which either means you can get more people in to your cook day, or reduce your staffing bill if you've got someone cleaning pans. But most importantly, it's given people that flexibility and freedom to create the dishes that work for them. All right. If you've got a question, drop it below. I will definitely answer it. If not, hopefully you'll be around for the next live, which will be very soon. All right. Have an awesome Thursday. Thanks, chefs.